we have discussed, I was just checking last recording. So we have discussed like implicit wait, explicit wait with expected conditions. And for like wait, we have other waits as well. One is called fluent wait. So first you have to know that what is the relation between fluent wait and explicit wait. Okay. So once you go through the hierarchy, that then the WebDriver wait is a class and wait is like interface. Okay. So wait interface is the parent of FluentWait and FluentWait is the parent of WebDriver wait class. If you go to the WebDriver wait class, you will see here on the top, it is saying that FluentWait is the parent of that. Okay. So this is also a class and this is FluentWait also a class. So this is the child class. This is the parent class. Okay. Second thing is that if you go to the FluentWait class, you will see that it's saying that implements. Implement means like some interface it is implementing. So wait is an interface. It's W is capital. Just remember that W is capital. Wait is an interface, and like which is the parent of FluentWait, and FluentWait is the parent of WebDriver wait. So all these things are used for explicit wait condition. And then you will ask that when there was already WebDriver wait class. So what is the use of fluent wait class? So sometimes like some intermittent element is there that is never, the time is never guaranteed, right? That when it will appear, maybe sometime it will appear in 10 seconds, sometime it will take like 1 minute. So, and some like disappearing contents also, like those kind of things, which is taking some non-guaranteed time. So for those kind of things, we can use fluent wait. So fluent wait although supports all those things, which is already supported by WebDriver wait because that is already the child. But when people are learning about fluent wait, so they have to go through some of the concept that why fluent wait was so much powerful. So if you go to the fluent wait, you will see that it has some polling mechanism. It has some ignoring, it means some exceptions you can ignore until like some specified time. And some syntax wise also like writing a fluent wait, it's bit different. When we are writing WebDriver wait class, so normally we are using with expected conditions. Like last time we have already seen those examples. Let me recollect. This was the example of implicit wait. You have already seen. So this was the example of explicit wait where you have seen that how we were using fluent wait. You can see here how we were using. So first we were creating the instance of WebDriver wait. So local variable is this, and then local variable dot method name until, and there mostly we were using expected conditions. So means somehow it has reduced the pain for the user. It is giving all the ready-made functionalities which you can easily use. Okay, but if you are using fluent wait, so it means like they are considering that you have some developer level skills that you can write some code for that. Means when you are using FluentWait, so you have to write some codes for that. And for writing codes, if you are like whatever the Java you have learned, so it's a similar coding skills it is needed. So I will show you how to write those codes kind of thing. So first the introduction of like wait interface, then the introduction is like WebDriver wait class and the fluent wait. Let me introduce web interface as well. So if you go to the wait interface, you will see that there is a until method. And normally when we are using until method, so it is using expected conditions as we have seen earlier. But it has other things as well. That function is an interface, like you can use this interface for that. So instead of function, like normally it's made easy and we are using expected condition, which return type is like function kind of thing. But if you are like good into coding, so you can go and write the coding for this codes. So I will show you how to write. And what is a function? Function is also an interface. If we go through the function, you will see here, as the function is an interface and it's a functional interface. So if you try to recollect the functional interface part, it means like it is asking that you can write anonymous class. It means some codes you can write with the anonymous class and the methods is apply method. So everywhere you have to override this apply method if you can recollect, right? So only these things you have to remember, that you have to override the apply method using the function interface, but it will be something example of anonymous class in Java. So somehow whatever things we have already learned, that thing will be coming to the picture, and just be patient and see how we can use. So main is like wait interface. Then we have what we call FluentWait class, and then we have WebDriver wait class. So this is the structure, and if you go to the any right click any of the and type hierarchy, probably it will show you how this is a structured. So right click, type hierarchy. So it is showing like this is the structure. If you go to the wait and right click, type hierarchy, then it will show you like this. So this is something type hierarchy, and then you can use it like this. So somehow concept wise it is like you can just go through that how it is like parent child things are being designed. So this kind of concept you should already have. Now I'm going to the one concept you have already got, that we have to use until method, and then you have to write function kind of thing, anonymous class. And in function class when you go and override, so sorry, like anonymous class you have to write, and function is basically functional interface. There is a apply method where you have to override it. So I will come into that part, but if you go to the FluentWait class, then what is the significance of FluentWait? So FluentWait is a class, and if I show you other outline, you can see here, it says that it is like constructor, two constructors are there. Means you can use this constructor. One is like ignore all is there, ignoring is there. So these are the methods you can use. So where it's saying that you can ignore multiple exceptions if you want, and how to use you have to know. One is like polling every. So you can set the polling time. Normally when you are using wait condition, so it basically go and checks. So that is called poll. So you can set that how after what period it should check. So that is called polling every. So polling every, you can pass the duration. Every time it will go and check whether the element is appeared or not appeared. One is until method, that is everywhere we are using. So normally like, and timeout also you can set. Timeout and message also you can set. This kind of things are given. So somehow we are using FluentWait constructor, ignoring we are using, polling every we are using, until we are using, and timeout we are using. So like this kind of things we are using. So I will show you some of the examples based on these things, and then you will understand that what is the use of FluentWait. But mostly you will always ask this question, that why we are using FluentWait. So FluentWait is like something exception, what do you call, some special case where some element is there, but it is never guaranteed that how much time it is going to take, like Ajax kind of element or some special web element, which is never a guarantee that how much time it is going to take. And for that particular element, we are using FluentWait, and FluentWait, like you have to write the logic for that. As a special case is there, so your coding skills will be coming to the picture. So that's the thing. And now we will come on that part, that how to write the code and how to use it in the programs. So coming to that part. State conditions not needed. So let me close this part. Explicit wait already used. So four things we have to know. One is WebDriver wait class, Fluent wait class, wait interface, and function interface. So function interface is a functional interface, which will be used as anonymous class in Java. Like when we are using comparator and some other things, we have also seen functional interface users in Java. Yeah, this is FluentWait demo. I will come to this part. Now see how I am writing the FluentWait. Come down, come down. You see in the line number 44. First, I'm going to the website. Manually, I will show what I'm going to do. Control C. Right click, paste. So this is the web page. So when this page will be open, so what I am going to do, write the syntax. You can see here syntax. FluentWait, and then type what type of parameter of like a generic we are making. So I'm setting a web driver, and this is something local variable, anything you can use as per your use. So new FluentWait up to here. We are not putting semicolon, just remember this. Okay. So when we are not putting semicolon, it means this is a continuation. Okay, it means this is a continuation. Semicolon is here, you can see here. So instead of putting semicolon, I put the semicolon here. So just for your information, how to write. So I'm saying that we are using a FluentWait and it's a generic type of web driver, and we are passing constructor as a driver. So once you pass the driver, so based on that, it will do certain things. So first thing I'm using with timeout. So with timeout, like how much timeout I want to set. So this is something 30 seconds I'm setting. If you go to the explicit wait, so how we are using explicit wait. So first we were setting the timeout here. You can see here. Web driver wait, new web driver wait, and then driver you are passing, and then time duration you are passing. So this was done in a single line. But when you are using FluentWait, then you are writing like this. You are just passing your driver and not passing any time over here. And then other things you are defining here. So I'm saying that timeout 30 seconds, falling every duration of milliseconds. So I'm saying that every 100 millisecond, you go and check whether the element is coming or not. Ignoring. So what kind of exceptions you want to ignore, that also you can say. So name of the exception and dot class you have to write like this. This is the syntax. This is something new for you, but you have to just learn that how to use this. So ignoring no such element exception dot class. You can set multiple exceptions. So I have set 3 exceptions, no such, timeout, and runtime. So this exception will be, if it is this exception is going to be thrown. So in that case, it will first wait for 30 seconds. And these exceptions will not be thrown up to 30 seconds. But after that, if the element is not found, then the exception will be thrown. So it can set ignore multiple exception, and it can throw multiple exceptions as well. So this is just for your information. One thing is this. Second thing is that you want, I told you now that we have to write the logic, programming logic for it. So how to write the programming logic? The first, like you have to set the polling like FluentWait, and then for FluentWait, if you want to be implemented, then you have to write the logic. So logic is what? You can see here, I'm writing the logic here. So this part is the logic. I told you that this is a function and it's a functional interface. So we will use it as a anonymous class. So what we have make here, wait dot until, and inside that new function, then type web driver and web element. This is the type. If you go to the function, you can see here 2 things you can pass, T and R type. So where T is the input of the function and R is the result of the function. Okay, what you are going to pass and what you are going to return. So I'm going to say that I will pass the web driver and I will take web element. Understand? So once the return type is a web element, so it means I can store it as the web element type. Can you see? I'm storing it in a web element. I'm saying that I will pass web driver and I will return web element. So this is something a syntax, and then you are not putting semicolon over here. It means it's a continuation, and basically it's an anonymous class. In anonymous class, we are normally using functional interface. So this is an interface we are using here. And this code is something dedicated to this anonymous class up to here. You can see it is starting from here and it is closing from here. So here to here, it's an anonymous class up to here like this. You can see here. I just highlighted and you can focus for 1 second or 2 seconds, then you will understand. And then apply method is there. So if you go to the function, you see here, there is a apply method. You have to write the code for that. So same thing I'm going to do here. In the apply method, I am saying that return driver.findElement by.name. The element, the name basis it will find and it will return. So return type is a web element. So based on that, it will store it in the web element type. Understand? So this is just a way of writing. So two things you have to remember. Every FluentWait, everywhere, wherever you want to use, you will have to write up to this much logic. So I know it's hard to remember, but 1-2 times if you write, then you will always remember for a long time. So FluentWait is like I already told you that you have to write your own logic, that what logic you want to write and what things you have to use. So 4 things you have to know and then you can use it properly. One is like how to make use of anonymous class. So here we are using new function. So basically it's an anonymous class and there is already a method called apply and only this method name will be used because this is the only method present over there. And then a return driver.findElement on which basis you want to find element. So time is applicable 30 seconds and whatever the things it's there. So once this is done, then next like normal programming we have written that this is the web element. Once this web element is found, so I can use send keys variant. If you go there. So this is the email field you can see here. By name, registration email, and there it will type something and I will wait for 5 seconds. And after that, I will print the title and URL and then I will quit the program. So this is something code I have written, but here I have to update couple of things. So let me update that part. There is a script timeout, but this is cutting mark is coming. It means it's obsoleted. You can ignore that part. No need to use. So I'm just removing that. This is asking for throws declaration. It's done. So almost my code is ready. This is something extra line of code. I'm just ignoring this not needed. I'm just giving the demo of FluentWait and with the WebDriver wait how to use it. Now I'm running this program. You can see here. It typed here something, right? So it's successfully completed. I will show you one more example, then you will come to know that how easy it is. So this was the first example of FluentWait demo, and this is the second example. So if I am coming to FluentWait, this much part I have to take. I will copy this. Going here. You see this is coming as 2 times not needed. And normally this code has to be come after driver.get. Always remember this. You have to organize your code properly that when to use when. So you see here, first I have maximized the driver window. Then I have set the page load timeout already set. and their implicit wait has to be used after driver.get. And then the use of FluentWait. Okay, so how to make use of FluentWait? So this first, let me show you this part manually. I'm going to this page. So this is something page of FluentWait. Click me FluentWait. So this is something you have to click. Click the wait for 10 seconds. View a message software testing. So after clicking, you will after 10 seconds, this message will be appeared. So I will show you once again. I refresh the page. It is saying that click me FluentWait. So FluentWait means like how many times it will take. It's never guarantee, but for demo purpose, they have set here time. So I'm clicking here and waiting for 10 seconds. So that's what it is saying, that click and wait for 10 seconds. So view a message. So this is a message. It will appear after 10 seconds of clicking. So these things, if you want to automate, then you can use a FluentWait condition. So you can see here what I did. I used this to click, and after clicking, I have set the time, whatever the 30 seconds I have set, that's okay. And the rest of the things are same you see here with timeout 30, falling every 100 millisecond, ignoring. So three kind of exceptions I have ignored. One is timeout, one is no such element exception, and one is a runtime exception. So just for demo purpose, I put multiple because I want to show you that it's allowed. And once this is done, then WebDriver, this variable what we have created, you will take wait dot until, then new function, then what you are going to pass and what you are going to return. So I'm passing the WebDriver. So that's why I'm going to pass WebDriver, and returning is, sorry, here you see here what I'm passing. I'm passing the WebDriver. So WebDriver is the input type and return type is web element. So you can see here when return type is a web element, so it is stored in a web element. And after that, when this part is done, you come here, you override the apply method. In the apply method, you just return the element. And once this element is found, then it will be stored in some local variable. And then based on this local variable, you can validate whatever you want. So I'm just getting the text of that. Okay. And once I'm text is, I got the text, I'm just printing the text. So this is the only thing I'm doing. And if I'm going to run this, you just see the demo. Only the writing part is you have to learn that how to use it. You see it already clicked and waiting for 10 seconds. You can see here. So this message is appeared, you can see. And after 5 seconds, it will close. Oh, driver.quit I have commented out. You can see here, this is working as expected. Again, I'm going to run. So it is already clicked. You see here, this is successfully completed without any error. And it is printing everything as expected. So this was some demo of like FluentWait. So normally FluentWait is something where time is not guaranteed. So in those criteria, you can use FluentWait. If you go to one or more example of FluentWait, then you can find a example of Selenium. So FluentWait. Let's consider a scenario where element is loaded in a different interval of time. So that's what I was saying. It's never guaranteed at how much time. Then only you can go with the FluentWait. So guru99.com is a tutorial site, so you can find some of the examples over here.
Okay.
So you see here, it is talking about FluentWait in Selenium, that how to use it. So FluentWait very rarely used. Mostly you will not use, but you should know that what is the use of FluentWait. Because in the interview they may ask, and you should like know about the concepts of this.
Okay.
So same thing I am saying here with timeout, polling every, ignoring. So I have used multiple exception, that's okay. And once this is done, so it is saying that earlier we were using like seconds directly passing, but nowadays we are using duration of seconds. That's what it is saying, but it's almost same. Okay, so go there where it has used the code. So first it is using here with timeout, polling every, ignoring this, and then it is using apply. That is the thing which is using the. So locator here is not good, so I will not take this example, but the code wise you can see here, it's almost same. Some other examples I will find and I will show you. Coding is almost same. Everywhere you will find that this is something complex code you have to write for that. So normally people are not writing, they are just copying and pasting and updating the code. This example we have already seen, so no mute. Browser stack. Example of FluentWait. Ending example is. So see here, everywhere it is using same code. So you can see that it is using wait. So how it is using wait? That's what I want to recall. You know, like in Java, we have this what do you call feature that parent reference time we can create and child type object we can create. So that way, instead of FluentWait, if you write like this, so this is also okay with it. You can see here. So this is also okay, but I always suggest that go with the same one because it has some restrictions. Sometimes like other methods of the child class not accessible. So always try to use it, but it's allowed. And how you are using because fit is the parent interface of this. So interface name and object child, it's allowed with timeout, calling every, ignoring. So you can see here everywhere I've used with timeout, calling every and ignoring. So almost same codes I have used, can see here. Duration of second, duration of millis and timeout. So here I have used multiple exceptions. Normally in the examples, people are using only one exception. So I'm using timeout exception, this exception, that exception we are using. And then you have to write this code, anonymous class things. So I already told you that you have to write. So same thing it's there. You see a wait dot until, then parenthesis start, then new function. You see here, this is the code. What we are inputting. So we are inputting driver over here and we are returning the web element. So return type is a web element, input type is a driver. So you have to pass these parameters like this is the generic thing. You have to instruct that this will be done. So based on this, it will take web driver as a parameter. Also here it is also taking web driver as a parameter and return type is a web element. So you can see here return find element. So find element as a web element. So that's why it is storing here as a web element. So once that is done, then rest of the codes are same. So just try to understand that how we are using. So sometimes they will ask you that what is the difference between WebDriver wait and FluentWait. So basically WebDriver wait is a child of FluentWait. So that's the first difference. Second thing is that WebDriver wait uses expected conditions class, and in FluentWait we are using like our own logic to write the code for that. So we have to write the code. Plus, like normally when we are using FluentWait, so we are ignoring some exceptions. We are setting polling every, we are setting the timeout kind of things. But when we are using WebDriver wait, so we are normally not using, even it's allowed to be used, but we are not using. So this kind of differences you can tell, and you can see that said that uh, expected conditions like are most widely used. Fluent wait are rarely used. That also you can tell. Need basis, because most of the work can be achieved using FluentWait. So this was something about FluentWait, and that is very, very important. So now if they will ask you that how many type of waits you are aware in Selenium, so you can say that in implicit wait and explicit wait, and explicit wait where like WebDriver wait and FluentWait are there. Okay, and implicit wait only global wait. Maybe they will ask you the syntax, so you can tell that this is a syntax, but I know.
Hmm.
Implicit waits is driver.manage.timeouts.implicitly wait. So this is the syntax, and for fluent wait, this is the syntax, and with explicit wait, then this is the syntax. Just remember the syntax. That WebDriver wait, new WebDriver wait, driver and duration of seconds. And then the variable which we have created dot until, and then you can use expected conditions. So that's the thing you can use. Okay.
Yeah.
So this is something of expected conditions. Couple of methods you have to remember, which already we have seen. Just it's a recollection of things. Alert is present, element selection, state to be, element to be clickable, element to be selected, frame to be available, and switch to it, invisibility of element located, invisibility of element with text, presence of all elements located by. So like this kind of things you can remember. And need basis you can use. So at least you are aware that these are the methods present in the expected conditions class. And all these methods are static methods. So that's why whenever you will use class name dot the method name. And one is custom bit. So that is thread.slip. Okay. So people are not suggesting to use this. So this is something unavoided. It's avoided code. They will ask you to remove the codes if you write something using thread.slip. Non-accepted code. They will ask you what is page load timeout. So that you have already shown. Driver.manage.timeouts.page load timeout. This is something not related to wait. This is related to page wait. So you can say that this is additional wait. It's not related to implicit or explicit, but this is something additional wait. The script timeout people are not using nowadays. It's already obsoleted, so you can ignore this. Thread.slip also, it's banned code. It means for demo purpose I'm using, but normally it is not allowed to the part of master project. Now we have a new topic, alerts and Windows handling. So first you try to understand what is alert, and then you see that how to handle them. If some alert kind of scene are created, So it's your responsibility or your core responsibility that how you're going to handle that. So basically, what is an alert? Alert is a JavaScript code. It means it's not a web element. It's a basically code which runs in the background, and due to that, the system will appear like that. And if that code is running and that system is behaving like that, then how you are going to handle that? So couple of alerts type you have to know. First, I will introduce what is an alert. Let me go through that part. That is alert. This is alert, right? If I'm going to this page, this is a link of alert. Let me show you manually. You go there, this page, and then you type something like any customer ID, and then type on submit. Click on submit. You can see this pop-up is appearing. So it's basically due to some JavaScript coding. So how you will come to know whether this is alert or not? So first try to right click. If you right click now, that inspect element options will not come. Consider that this is some web element, right? If you right click, this inspect option is coming. But if it is an alert, then right click, nothing will happen. So first thing you have to know that this is an alert. And if this is alert, so now driver.find element will work. Okay. So there you have to use a separate topic called alert handling in Selenium. So that is you have to know how to handle. So once you are aware about the alert, so now you have to aware that how many type of alerts are there. You can see here this is one alert. So it is saying that confirmation, yes or no. You can click on OK, you can click on cancel. It depends. Okay. So this
Yeah.
is one alert. So suppose that I type something, click on submit, I click on OK. So you can see here this is another alert. So this is just what you call normal alert. So I will introduce that how many type of alerts are there, and then you will know how to handle all the alerts. So let me show you. One is simple alert. It may just OK button. One is confirmation. It's OK and cancel both will be there. Prompt.
Mm.
It will ask you to input something. Okay, there will be a text box. You can enter something in that. So this is something third type of alert. So basically three type of alerts are there, and you have to handle all three. If some alert is coming with OK, sometimes you have to click on cancel, then how you are going to do that. So before handling the alert, now first you are aware that what is alert and what is the normal different type of alert. And then you should know if alert is coming, then how you are going to handle that. So for handling alert, we have in Selenium alert interface is given. What? Alert interface. So this is something I go there. You can see this is alert interface. It has dismiss, it has accept, it has get text, and it has send case. So four methods are there which will be asked in the interview. First, they will ask you, what is an alert? So you will say that it's an interface. And what are the methods of the alert? So four methods name you have to tell. Understand?
Yes. Yep.
Dismiss, accept, get text, send key. So dismiss is cancel, accept is okay. Just first introduce. Get text is something alert is coming. Suppose that so you want to read this text, so you can read this text via get text. And send case is sometimes like you have confirmation box. No confirmation, it's a prompt box. So once it is prompt box, then you can use it. I will show you that example. So this is the page here. You go to this page. Then it will show you different type of alerts. You can see here. So alerts, frames, three things are there. So if you click this, so this is something simple alert. This is something after some time it will appear. 5 seconds it is saying that. This is something simple alert, but it is time based. Confirmation one. It means okay and cancel.
Yeah.
Okay. And this is something prompt. It means you have to input something. So you click here. So one input box will come. So I type something like random text I'm typing here. And when I'm clicking on OK, so it is saying that you entered this.
Okay.
So it means after entering the text, it is trying to do something. So we have our code for automation that all the three type of alerts are there. So basically this and this are same, right? So it's just a
Yeah.
time based. So basically it's the same. So
Mm.
you can categorize into three ways and then how to handle those things. So I'm going to here. So now we have information about what is an alert, what are the methods of the alert and how to use. So send keys is used in the case of when you are using this kind of alert. If you have to type something here, then you will use send keys. Just
Oh,
remember this.
okay.
If you have a get text, it means like when you have an alert. So if you want to read this message, then you will use get text. It can be any alert. Suppose that this is the alert. So this message you want to read, then you can use get text. Get text will. And dismiss is something. Here
Cancel.
dismiss will not work. It will only work accept. But dismiss is something when you have confirmation. So dismiss is a cancel and OK is a accept. The four methods are there for alert and now you will learn how to use this. Close others. Where is driver? Send the driver. So you can see here the all top codes are almost same. Nothing is special. Just I'm taking this site example. This one. First is just for what you call get text. I'm using get text. So this is only for get text. Means I just want to read the masses. If I'm using this one, I type something, click on submit, and this is the message. So this will be read via get text. So now, before going to that part, here is a condition, line number 13. So how you will handle the alert? So first thing is you have to use driver dot switch to dot alert should not be equal to null. So this is the way of switching. So I'm saying that if I'm switching and if it is a not null, it means really alert is present. Then only you should enter in a alert kind of thing. Understand?
Hmm.
So line number 32 is the main line that if alert is really present, so first you have to switch to alert. So driver dot switch to dot alert. And you see your return type is alert. So I'm storing it in the alert into type reference. So once my alert type reference is there, then I can just use instead of this every time, I can just use a short abbreviation. So alert.getText. So I'm using alert.getText and just printing it. Then I'm using 5-second wait and then I'm clicking on dismiss, sometimes clicking on accept, sometimes on dismiss. So you can see here both I am able to click. And then these are the normal programs. It's okay. Let me run this. You see what I'm doing here, line number 27 and 28. So basically this is a field. Here I'm typing something in the customer ID and then clicking on submit button. So this is a submit button. So only two things I have done, I'm doing here. And then when the alert will be present, so it will handle the alert. So everything is based on this part. The main part is driver.switch to .alert. Okay. So every time we don't want to write so long. So that's why I created a shortcut.
Okay.
Like reference I have stored over here and then just this reference dot get text. This reference, the same reference I'm using here. You see this
Yeah.
reference dot dismiss. So instead of that, you can also write so long code. So it's up to you. Like earlier we were using, if you had to say like multiple times, so just store it as a reference and then use the reference. So same thing, that's right click and then after 5 seconds, it should click on some button. And some message also came. So that message has to be printed on the screen. Do you really want to delete this customer? Okay. This message and dot 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 dot. I printed. You can see.
Sure.
And if you want to test with the accept, so you enable this and then disable this. This time I am going to accept the what you call OK button. OK button I'm going to click. And see when I'm clicking on OK button, this page is getting blanked. Yes. The only difference is this. When you are clicking on dismiss, the input is already there. Means the record is not deleted. Basically, it's a dummy code. In the real time also, it will be different behavior. But yeah, this just for learning purpose. So this is one example. Second example, I can go alert. This is for prompt. Okay. So I told you that prompt we have this example we have, and I'm going to click on this. So this was the example. So see the manually, I'm going here, open this, right click. So it is talking about prompt. So this is the prompt one. You will click here, it will type something and then click on OK. And then this message will be displayed. So logic is something same like that. Prompt button, click. Then this I'm using WebDriver wait. Understand?
Mm-hmm.
So this I'm using expected condition alert is present. So that's why it is will wait. It is taking some time maybe. So just for demo purpose, I put that. You can use expected conditions like explicit wait. And then I'm using alerts dot whatever the name you have created. Then send keys. So it will type something there. And their name I have given prompt alert. Okay. So prompt alert dot accept. So it will type something here and then click on OK button. So once I click on OK button, this message will be displayed. Only this is the automation and then rest of the things are commented out. Should be okay. Accept. Now I'm validating whether that text is displayed or not. So these two lines for displaying the text. Okay.
Hmm.
Basically, into Selenium, like the typing is not working, but actually it works. For demo purpose also, it is not. If you type something, it will not work like that. But it is actually typing something. You see here, it message
Yeah.
is coming. You can see, right? You entered accepting the alert. Same thing I entered here. Accepting the alert. But actually, when I was running the demo code, it was not getting typed. Understand?
No.
Sorry?
What did you say? Like
See,
this?
yeah, actually, I'm typing it. And
Yeah.
for demo purpose, also, if I'm running the code, it is not
Mhm.
typing actually. Understand? And after typing,
Okay.
when I'm clicking on accept, so it's working. It is displaying that means this code is being passed. There is no
Yeah.
problem with the code. Even you see here, if you go here manually and type something and then click on OK, so it is displaying that you have typed something like that. Okay.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
manually it is working, but when you are running the same code in the automation, whatever the type you will do, typing here, so
Mm-hmm.
that is not getting typed during running automation code. That is
Okay.
one issue. I have noticed that.
Okay.
But it doesn't mean that it will not work. It's working as expected.
Mm-hmm.
You see here. After 5 seconds, I'm going to click on accept and then I'm validating whether that text is displayed or not. You see here, this text I'm validating, right?
Yeah.
So it is validating as well. Driver.find element by.xpath span contents dot I have given and you entered something like that. Okay. So
Yeah.
let me run this. But actually when you will see now, then in that prompt box, whatever the typing you will do, it will not appear here. But here it will appear just so you see here.
Yeah. Sure.
So this is something known issue. It means it's a issue of Selenium. It's not
Mm-hmm.
getting typed over here, but whatever the typing I am doing, it is basically typed.
Yeah. Yeah.
Suppose that this time I want to type. What is the issue? Something 47. Unhandled prompt behavior, dismiss and notify. No such element exception. You entered. Maybe I have to check my code. Right click inspect. To entered. So correct. Should be or. Problem is that. Or contents. Right click. Run a Java application. Yeah, this time it is true. So it's perfectly working fine. Correct. It's 5,000. That's okay. So you can see here, after creating on accept button, I will validate whether that message is displayed or not. And once that message is displayed, then after 5 milliseconds, after 5 seconds, I'm just getting the title and URL and I'm closing. So that's the only thing about prompt. I've tested it for so many sites and find the same issue. That
Okay.
send keys actually in the automation it is not working, but actually it is working. For demo
Mm-hmm.
purpose, I cannot show you.
Okay.
See here, typed, click on OK button. And once it click on OK button, what happened?
Yeah, this time it is not showing.
Some issue? No. I think some issue is there. Let me close and re-execute. It maximized, then open the alert page. It will click on that button. Then it will type something, then click on OK button. It is appearing. You see here. OK button is clicked and then message is displayed and it is checking. Yeah, true. Is displayed is coming as a true. You can see here. That message which contains you entered something is coming. Okay. So that's the only thing. So that's correct. So this is something about alert.
Mm-hmm.
One is confirmation button that also we have seen. Simple alert also we have seen and prompt also we have seen. So alert is already completed. And the only questions on the alert will be asked that what are the methods and how it will come that whether it is a alert or not. So that the only way. It should not be the null. Okay. How you will come that whether it's alert or not. So you can see that if alert, whatever you have created should not be null. If it is not null, then only you perform the alert operations. Otherwise, don't. You can say that I will put that code in this part if condition. If that is not null, then only I will try to perform. That's it. Okay.
Okay.
Any questions on this part? Alerts. So today,
No.
today we have gone through the alert part and the switching part. That's like how you will move to alert. So driver dot switch to dot alert. So if you go to this Selenium one earlier method, so there was a switch to. So I told you that this is not needed now. I will come that part whenever it is needed. You see here.
Yeah.
Switch to. Basically, switch to is referred to three things. One is alert, one is window, and one is frame. Send future command to the different frame or window or alerts. So basically, three places you will see that it is used. Okay. So
Okay.
one is like multiple window cases, multiple frames cases, and alert cases.
Okay.
Driver dot switch to dot. That's whatever the things are needed. Let's switch to window, alert, and frame. Three things are there. You just control and space and see. Alert is there, frame is there, and window is there.
Mm,
So three
yeah.
places you will see that we are using switch to. So alert we have already seen. Window and frames we will see in the next sessions. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Uh, the only thing about switch to that want to highlight and other thing you already know. And the questions what you will be asked, I already projected that this is the way you want to track like how you will come whether it is alert. So you will say that just right click and I will check whether I'm able to inspect the element or not. And second way is programmatically, I will check that whatever the driver dot switch to dot error should not be equal to null. Okay.
Yeah.
That's it for today. Any other
Yeah.
doubts you have?
No.
Then good. I'm stopping the recording.